Donald Trump is expected to attend a hearing in the hush money suit brought by Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg.
That's right. It's just one of three big cases for him this week. Fox 5's Robert Moses is live outside the courthouse in Lower Manhattan with everything we need to know. Good morning, Robert.
Dan and Tashani, good morning to you. Security is tight here as well as uptown at Trump Tower. The former president is expected to make his way here later on this morning as three different judges in two states make decisions over the next 2 days that will affect his future. With former President Donald Trump in attendance, Judge Juan Merchan is expected to make some important rulings in the hush money case against the former president, including whether the trial will start as planned on March 25th. If it does, it will be the first of the former president's 4 criminal cases to go to trial. The former president's lawyers have asked the judge to dismiss the case entirely, which appears unlikely. Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg last year charged former President Trump with falsifying business records stemming from hush money payouts that the former president's longtime fixer Michael Cohen made to porn star Stormy Daniels, former Playboy model Karen McDougal, and a doorman at Trump Tower who said he had knowledge about the former president having a child out of wedlock. The former president denies having any of the alleged affairs. At the same time as today's hearing in Lower Manhattan, another hearing will unfold in Georgia pertaining to a second criminal case against former President Trump. A Fulton County judge will hear testimony about whether a romantic relationship between DA Fani Willis and the special prosecutor she appointed, Nathan Wade, amounts to a conflict of interest and therefore should disqualify her from the election interference case there. Willis herself may be called to testify. The hearing could continue tomorrow when news is also expected on a third case against the former president, this one civil. Judge Arthur Engoron is expected to issue his ruling in the fraud case brought by Attorney General Letitia James, who accuses the former president and others of inflating the value of his properties to obtain better terms from banks and insurance companies. James has sought a punishment of $370 million. She also wants the former president to be prohibited from ever doing business again in New York State. And now to a third criminal case against the former president. This one, his federal election interference indictment. Yesterday, special counsel Jack Smith asked the Supreme Court to allow that case to proceed to trial without any further delay. You may recall that the case was originally set for trial on March 4th, but the judge put that off. The former president's lawyers is trying to get it put off for as long as possible. We're live in Lower Manhattan this morning. Dan, back to you.
Robert, thank you very much.